I just can't believe people say it, and it's true.
It's wild life right now.
What is like the Democrats are now the Republicans?
Yes.
The Democrats are now the Republicans. The Democrats are now the Republicans. If that's true, Joe, the Republicans are fascists. They're just straight up Nazis, right? To the extent that that's true, the Democrats have moved to the right, but the Republicans have moved way further. They're off the spectrum, homie.
Kyle Kulinski has been on a tear of late, criticizing and making fun of Joe Rogan. I enjoy these because I can see Kyle give his take on this, and I don't actually have to watch Joe Rogan's show. So we're going to take a look at clips from Kyle Kulinski's show and Joe Rogan's show, and I have some thoughts as far as what they each had to say. So let's check this out together.
So as you all know, at this point, Joe Rogan has turned his show into basically a promotional effort for the world's wealthiest robber barons, and also a promotional effort for the biggest right-wing hacks in the country, right? That's why he's interviewing J.D. Vance one time, and interviewing Donald Trump another time, and when he's not interviewing them, he's bringing on Mark Zuckerberg or Peter Thiel with his wet, oily face looking like he just sucked the blood of a baby. Or Mark Andreessen, bringing him on to lie about the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. So it's either corrupt Republican politicians, corrupt robber barons who are trying to take over the government. And when it's not them, it's like some right-wing MMA fighter, or it's some washed comedian who's working on his 12th special about wokeness being bad. So this is what the Joe Rogan experience has become. I watched a great video on this the other day. I forget, Mr. Beat or something like that did it. And he made a great point. He was like a huge Joe Rogan fan, and then now he's not at all. And the argument he made is like, look, I liked listening to Rogan's podcast when Rogan was a genuinely curious individual who asked a lot of questions. Like, he had a childlike curiosity about everything. And so he would bring on these people from different fields, different, people with different expertise, and he would ask them things he was interested in. He'd have on like some sleep specialist to talk about the importance of sleep, and he would probe him for an extended period of time, right? Or whatever. Like, he used to have interesting podcasts where he's a curious guy and he dives into specific things from a variety of different topics. That's what he did. Well, some point along the way, he fucking lost it. And now it's, let me bring on the biggest charlatans, con men, and frauds and fucking goofballs. And every day, same fucking narrative. Oh my God, COVID authoritarianism. Oh my God, wokeness bad, wokeness bad. Oh my God, bro, the Democrats are so stupid, bro. This is all you hear. This is all you hear. And it's never, now he literally endorsed Trump, had him on the podcast, let him lie to his audience for 3 hours. And he had the nerve, after all of that, to say, who, me, bro? I got ideas that are like right-wing ideas and left-wing ideas, Republican ideas and Democrat ideas. Like, I'm not actually even part of a tribe, bro, or anything like that, dog. Go fuck yourself. You don't get to fucking cheerlead for MAGA and Trump, coddle Elon's nutsack when he's on your show once a fucking month, have on J.D. Vance, have on Donald Trump, never fucking fact-check them or ask them any serious questions, have on all the robber barons, and then pretend like, who, me, bro? I'm like in the middle or something, dog. No big deal. So, but guys, believe you me, it's getting worse. His show is literally getting worse. So he had on one of the biggest MAGA shit posters from Twitter, Antonio Brown, former football player. The motherfucker has CTE, dog. Like, this is like when John Fetterman had a stroke and then became more conservative. Right? He literally had a stroke and he's like, wow, I'm more right-wing now. And all the right-wingers were like, yay, welcome, brain damage, made you just like us. Right? And this is the same thing. Like, the guy, he's not there mentally. And Rogan has him on and acts like, I'm sure this man has something of value to say. Like, oh my God. All right. So here we go. Oh God, this got under my skin so much. Let's listen.
Why'd you choose a helmet?
I feel like this is one of the lucrative helmets that they wear when they go to war.
Lucrative?
Yeah, lucrative. You know, this is the crash out buckets, because I feel like when you wear this helmet, you already crashed out. It's like you committed to the crash out. Like,
right. You're all in.
All in. So I feel like we at war right now with the Democrats. I know.
Isn't that crazy to say?
I know. But
it's crazy to say, but I know exactly what you're saying.
He's wearing a military helmet because he's at war with the Democrats. And Rogan, I know what you're saying. What happened? It was just like a week ago that you were like, bro, I'm not right wing, I'm not left wing, I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, bro. I got like ideas all over the place, bro. Now it's guest saying with a helmet on, I'm at war with the Democrats, and you're like, I get it, bro. War with the Democrats. I'm a centrist. I got ideas from all over the place, bro. Yeah, war with the Democrats, bro. Oh my God. Still haven't gotten to the worst part.
I just can't believe people say it, and it's true.
It's wild life right now.
What is like the Democrats are now the Republicans?
Yes.
The Democrats are now the Republicans. The Democrats are now the Republicans. If that's true, Joe, the Republicans are f***ing fascists. They're just straight up Nazis, right? To the extent that that's true, the Democrats have moved to the right, but the Republicans have moved way further. They're off the fucking spectrum, homie. They are off. You got Elon Musk zig-heiling something that Rogan was like, bro, I don't mean it's like autism or something, bro. Maybe he's got autism. Maybe you're just sending his heart out and stuff, bro. You got Elon responding to a Nazi on Twitter every other day going, you have told the actual truth. You got that going on. You got sending immigrants to Guantanamo Bay. You have threatening war with Greenland and Denmark and making Canada the 51st state and stealing Panama, and we're going to own Gaza and take it over. We're going to ethnically cleanse it. Got all that.
Kyle Kulinski is right with what he's saying, that over the last 30 years or so, the Democrats rather have moved to the right as they've filled in the gap where the Republicans moved so far to the right. I mean, let's not forget, you had Bob Dole who ran for president, and Bob Dole supported Planned Parenthood, I believe. I know that George H.W. Bush did. I mean, could you imagine any of the Republicans now being in favor of Planned Parenthood? I mean, let's face it, like Kyle is saying here, they're just straight up fascists at this point. You know, the Democrats are doing insider trading, and, you know, they're bowing down to the corporations and getting as much money as what they possibly can. But they occasionally will try to throw a bone to regular people, whereas the Republicans now, you might as well just say MAGA, you know, their views are like, hey, what if when immigrants cross the border, we just set them on fire? What if we just did that? You know, I mean, it's just insane stuff like that. I just read right before I started recording this video, in Texas, there is a bill, you know, who knows if this will actually pass, but to make it a felony for anybody to say that they're transgender. I mean, all the Republicans want to do is punish people. That's basically what the party exists for, is just to punish people, and now to just funnel money from government programs directly into their pockets.
But who's his criticism for? It's just for the Democrats, right? Because what he's saying is not what I'm saying. He's saying Democrats have become the Republicans, and he's trying to say Republicans have become like the Democrats of old. That's what he's trying to say. That's his implication. No, Joe. If Democrats have become Republicans, Republicans have become fascists. But you support the fascism. Wait for it, because now this is chief hackery. Remember how we just talked about, oh, he used to be really curious, and that's what made Joe interesting, is that he had like a childlike curiosity, meant in the most positive way, right? That's what made him great at his job. That's what made him interesting in his show, intriguing, genuine childlike curiosity. Ready? Now you're going to see the least curious thing anybody's ever said. Pure right-wing MAGA hackery. This may as well have come from the lips of Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity or Charlie Kirk or Trump himself. Watch this.
Wow.
They're the ones trying to control speech.
They didn't even clap for the little kid.
Sorry, I didn't even get to the part yet because I had to respond to this. They're the ones trying to control speech. Literally today in this show, we're about to get to the story in a little bit. Donald Trump is rounding up pro-Palestine college students who were protesting Israel's genocide, rounding them up. ICE is detaining them in other states, and they're planning on deporting them. It's not even an undocumented immigrant. This is a permanent resident with the green card. They're going to revoke the green card of somebody simply for exercising their free speech and criticizing a U.S.-backed genocide. And he says the Democrats are anti-free speech. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't with this guy. The hackery is off the charts. You're telling me he's unfamiliar with any of the stories of Trump being anti-free speech at this late date. He's unfamiliar with that. He sued Ann Selzer for a poll he didn't like. He sued CBS for how it edited a Kamala Harris interview. He sued Simon & Schuster for a Bob Woodward book because it quoted him and he didn't like the quote. He threatened to de-license news outlets that criticize him. He wants to punish flag burning with a year in jail. He sued CNN for $475 million for calling his election denialism the big lie. He sued Bill Maher for $5 million over a joke. He says he supports opening up the libel laws to sue journalists. He called for jailing journalists who reported on the Supreme Court abortion ruling. He wants to deport pro-Palestine protesters, and now they're literally already doing that. He gag-ordered the EPA from telling the truth on climate change. He arrested and charged 6 journalists with felony rioting. He didn't pardon Assange. He didn't pardon Snowden. He didn't pardon Daniel Hale. He wanted to invoke the Insurrection Act to deploy U.S. troops against George Floyd protesters, and he called to terminate all rules, regulations, and articles in the Constitution over his election loss. And you're going to tell me Democrats are anti-free speech. Democrats are anti-free speech. Joe, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You have zero clue what the fuck you're talking about. Or you know, and you're just lying to further suck up to MAGA and get another fucking invite to Mar-a-Lago because Joe Rogan was at the inauguration of Donald Trump. Oh, mister, I'm in the middle, bro. I got ideas all over the place, bro. Except I endorsed Trump and MAGA and then went to the inauguration and partied with all the fucking criminal assholes he's surrounded by.
I agree with what Kyle is saying here, but I think it's both. I think that Joe Rogan doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't do any research. You know, he'll have people on his show and they'll just say some outrageous thing. Like Mark Andreessen was, I did a video about this last week, I think, but Mark Andreessen was talking about the CFPB and making claims about that it debanks conservatives for their political views. And Joe Rogan's like, really? It does that? And it's completely untrue. But Joe Rogan doesn't actually do any fact check to push back against this. So I think he doesn't know what he's talking about, but I think he's also a willful idiot to just suck up to MAGA. Now, as Kyle Kulinski and others have pointed this out, he's lost a good bit of viewership. I mean, he still has a massive platform and a massive show, but, you know, he kind of took a stand by going with one side, and there were probably a lot of people who were kind of lefty or Democrats. I mean, Kyle Kulinski used to really like Joe Rogan. I know Hassan Piker really liked Joe Rogan. So, you know, a lot of those kind of lefty people have probably moved away from Joe Rogan. But if you want to watch this entire video, you can watch it on Kyle Kulinski's channel, Secular Talk. I just wanted to play a couple of clips from this. I like to see him roasting Joe Rogan. But let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. Do you agree with Kyle Kulinski and his assessment of Joe Rogan? Make sure to give me a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.